They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. We getting down to the wire up in this piece. I mean, things came to a head in this episode, didn't they? I mean, in all the ways, literally, figuratively. Cause them screets is always watching. We gonna get into it. Cause we back for another episode recap of that good Power Book 2, Season 4, Episode 7, entitled, I Can't Fix This. Welcome to Grown Movies and TV. I am your humble and most gracious host, Real. And this episode is brought to you via way of some good rest. And of course, my road dog, alcohol, and Coke, Diet Coke, because I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Old school. Let's just get down to brass tacks, shall we?
House music.
So we start this episode off with the dirty one. Old Dirty Di. Up in the hospital, laid up, bruised up after her attack by Detective Felicia. Finally coming around from being unconscious. Finds her baby daddy Tariq in the room, holding her down with the teary eyes. Now she don't know what's happening yet, you know. She just coming to consciousness from that hellified ass whooping she took. From that hellified ass whooping she took from Detective Felicia most recently. Coming to terms with her new reality. That her and Tariq, well, they lost a baby. And they share a brief moment. And I do mean brief. That was shorter than a pair of Oompa Loompa overalls. And shit, the way Di was acting afterwards, I didn't like the look of it. I don't like the look of it. And neither did Tariq. You know, he trying to be supportive. Tells Di he got her. Tells her he gonna take care of her. You know, even after he has no need to be tethered to her trifling ass right now. But attempt to tether himself, he does. She like, how you got me? Hit him with that Janet Jackson. She like, I know you used to do nice things for me. But what have you done for me lately? She like, Felicia was beating my ass. My whole ass. And where was you at? Where was your antennas? Die mad at the world right now. And I can understand that. At some point, she tells Tariq to piece the out. She like, you ain't even want this baby. Tariq like, man, that was my baby. That was my baby too, you know. I'm hurting too, boo-boo. Hit Tariq with the poof be gone. He piece up out of there. Lil Diddy, about Reek and Diane. Two American kids doing the best they can. Oh yeah, life goes on. Y'all know what the I'm talking about. On his way out, he runs into Monet, tells her the situation, in not so many words. Tells her he gonna handle that BI, that business. He pieces up out of there. Monet heads in to see Di. Tells Di she gonna handle that BI. Di tells her Felicia did it. Just then Kane come in. Kane like, who the is Felicia? The from Friday? Monet get to dismissing Kane's ass. She like, boy, bye. Ain't Noma's available for sniffing. You chose your side, remember? Motherfuckers never loved us, remember? Kane tell Diana, when Monet this up, call me. Y'all got family like that? I mean, do y'all got family like that? Riders. Every last one of her peeps was like, I'm on off this. Not beat that off. Off with her head type shit. Y'all got peeps like that? Monet like, don't your cougar got an errand for you to run? He piece up out of there. Now when Tariq pieced up out of there a little bit ago before Kane popped in, he hopped on the horn with Davis. Asked him to get the address of Carter's people. And they hang up. At some point, Davis goes to see Noma. Tells her Tariq took care of Zion, which she already knew. Tells her it's going to take a minute to find another crooked bureaucrat / politician to put in her pocket, the way they plan to do with Wiley Adams. But find another crooked politician he will. She tells him she ain't got time like that, He suggests having her put a U.S. citizen as majority owner in her company. He like, you need to put somebody in there you can trust, you can control. She laughed at his ass. She like, what, like you? Cuts him down with the quickness. Now, when Davis sees this little conversation ain't going nowhere, he shift from business to pleasure like Mario Andretti in the Lotus. He like, you didn't really think you could control me, did you? Gets to touching on that thigh. The pre-porn music start playing, They cut away from that scene. But when they come back, Kane coming up in the crib, sees Davis packing up on his way out. His pressure immediately went up. He like, God damn it, Davis. What is you doing here? He like, you so hard up for business, you making house calls? Davis like, nah, little player, it ain't like that at all. Called him Junior. Now Davis's posture and his facial expression was saying, shit, I ain't hard up. Just hard, little player, you know what I'm saying? And not from business, my G. This was all pleasure, and the pleasure was all mine. Smell my finger. Smell my finger and all of that. Now that's what his look said. But his mouth took the cool route. He like house call, huh? That's what the kids call it nowadays. What the hell I just did? What I just laid down quite flat? Davis had that after sex, I just toe it up chill. He was like, You don't say. Calls Noma into the room. Tells her to think over his citizenship options. Davis' tie was undone and tells her he'll make sure her assets stay in capable hands. Shit was looking hella uneasy up in that piece for Kane. Like the balance of the force was out of equilibrium or some shit. She up in there chilling in the doomy baby house coat. Pick your poison. Prince on a do me baby like you never done before. Or Belle Biv DeVoe. Do me baby. Whichever one, the do me part looked like it was done. Looked like she had on that sukiyaki house coat, It's all because of you. I'm feeling sad and blue. You went away, and now my life is filled with rainy days. Noma had on that sukiyaki silk. Yo, if you see Noma in that sukiyaki, you know it either went down, about to go down, or could go down. And Kane knew it. He knew it just went down. She looking at Davis' ass walk out, checking his ass out and shit. Ain't say one word after Davis spoke about her options. Just sipped her tea, and that was the tea. Kane like, hold up. I know Davis ain't just smash. Oh, I know Davis ain't just smash. But smash, he did. Like Super Mario Smash Brothers. Like Gallagher smashing watermelons. Oh, smash? I believe he did. Now to Kane's comment/question about Davis potentially enjoying the finest of sukiyaki Noma had on the menu. Noma's facial expression said, and why the hell not? What her mouth said was that she believed Davis was rectifying the situation that he, Kane, caused with her loss of Wiley to Zion. What we all heard was she believed Davis just rectified that ass. Scratch that itch. Noma breezed past Kane's ass like a leaf in fall. Told him she ain't need to explain herself to the help. He like, oh, why you trying to play me? We both know I'm more than that. Come on. But do we though? Noma looked like that's how she rolled. Cause I damn felt like Obi was getting and splitting them cheeks also. And it feels like Kane might be finding himself at this point in his time with Noma. Might be finding himself where Obi was. Within her graces, but barely. Overplaying his hands slightly. With the physical affection he's received up to this point. He might be feeling some kind of way about that, but he wasn't butthurt, Moved on the convo about Effie. Asked Noma to let her go. Said the Russian fiasco spooked her. But she ain't trying to let Effie go. Talks to Kane like he unfocused. Brings up Zion again. Kane like unfocused. Called Noma a Dina Howard. Said if anyone was unfocused, it was her, Trying to be a freak until the dawn. Trying to get him jealous of her with Davis. He like, I've been holding you down since you been in my city. Even left his mama's side. Noma hit him with the Janet Jackson. Asked what had he done for her lately. She like, Tariq killed Zion. And Davis is proposing solutions for my contract issues. And proposing ways to rub that ass each week. What you doing? Told him she don't know Effie ain't a snitch. 'Cause Carter seems to know a lot about her these days. Told him to get out, take Effie with him, and don't come back till he know how Carter got on her ass. He peace up out of there. Goes to see Effie. Tells Effie if she want out, they need to find out how Carter crew almost took her and the Russians out. She like, F if I know. But there could be a record in a police database, Tells Kane she need a cop's laptop. And they devise this plan to get what she needs, so they can give Noma what she needs. And Effie can piece the F up out of there. And they go to get Brayden in on their scheme. Walk up in Brayden crib like they was his pops. No knock. Caught Brayden fresh up off a sniff and snort like. Tells him they need a favor. Now Brayden ain't really feeling this because a recent time ago, the two of them, Kane and Effie, ran up and through Brayden crib. Brayden Pop's crib. Kane put the mitts on his brother Trace and all of that. Pulled the gat out on his pops. And the two of them in good part are the reason Brayden can't go back home now. Brayden tells them this little favor, well, it's going to cost them the course correct business. Effie agrees. She like, I'm trying to be out, so you can have it. Looks like this right here is on time for Brayden. 'Cause he got orders for product, but no place to sell. Like L and Brushaundria group, no lie, ain't playing for him no more. So ain't no venues to sell product at, And they done broke all association with Tariq and Brayden ass, unofficially. And at some point, the three of them, Kane, Effie, and Brayden, head out to get on that mission. And they hit the house of this cop Effie looked into. Verified he wouldn't be home. Not sure if his laptop is there, but why wouldn't it be? They don't know. Brayden ain't feeling this at all. They plotting about to go in. Kane like, look, if it go left, make it look like a home invasion. And they put the plan in motion. Brayden and Effie go up to the door. Sure enough, the cop is not home. Wife answers. They tell her they got carjacked while driving back to NYU. And now they need some help. Now Brayden, who is now landing, bleeding, fake fainting and shit, selling that story, trying to get inside. And they get Maggie, as she introduces herself as, to let them in, to get patched up. Shit. I don't know what the Maggie was thinking about. But she trying to be a good Samaritan, so good for Maggie. And they go in. Maggie starts tending to Brayden, sees blood on Effie, points Effie to the bathroom. Effie go and run some water, leaves the bathroom, gets on her mission, finds a laptop in a neighboring room, gets to hacking her way in. Now Brayden out there getting that first aid rap with Maggie, messing up the story, because she offered to take Brayden to the ER for stitches. He like, oh, that's okay. Her car is only a few blocks away. She like, a few blocks away? She like, what the? She senses a disturbance in the force. Like his story sound off. She look around like, where the hell she at anyway? Figured Effie might be taking a dump or some shit. Gets up to see for certain. See if she could smell something coming up from under the bathroom door. Make sure shit is all right. Brayden was on that mumble mouth. He like humming. She like, I'm just going to go and check, He ain't provide no assistance on stopping Maggie's efforts. Maggie get to knocking on the bathroom door. She like, you all right in there? Effie get to hitting Kane on the box in the other room with a quickness. She like, now. Look like shit is about to go all the way left. Look like Brayden gonna have to crack this chick cranium open or some shit. He get up to put that home invasion action in motion. He about to jab Maggie with the cutlery. Picks up a knife. Just then Kane knocks on the door. Maggie leaves the bathroom situation to tend to the doorbell situation. Answers the door and is introduced to Officer Kane, telling her he's responding to a call about a carjacking. She like, wow, that was fast. She must live in the hood or some shit. Effie finds what she looking for, start transferring data to a flash drive from the cop's laptop, hoping it finishes before Maggie realizes ain't no stink or no person coming up out that bathroom. Transfer finishes. Effie come out to where all the action is happening. Kane sees her. He like, you the one who called? She like, yep. And the three of them piece up out of there, leaving Maggie confused. But thankful she could help. She could be of service. And they get back to the spot. Effie start processing the data. Realizes Carter Task Force lied about what they took from the Russian raid. Took a cut off the top and all of that. She got the names printed out in a green file folder, like on some school project type of all the names of people in Carter's task force. Kane like, oh snap, I gotta take this to Noma right now. She like, right now? He like, yeah. He happy he got some to show for. And he got some showing to do, Because he been feeling less than useful to Noma. Why? Because that's what she been telling his through throwing whiskey at Kane ass. She threw whiskey at his said he was hopeless. As a penny with a hole in it. He ready to scurry off to show Noma how hard he been working. And the fruits of his labor, show his worth within her organization. Now, while Effie tells him she'll wait for him in the crib, she looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many faces. 'Cause while Kane might be all up in her grill right now like Missy, ain't nobody home emotionally. He too busy up Noma ass trying to catch Moby Dick. You know, he trying to catch that big fish, that big whale. How Nas say it? Props is a true thug's wife, whose milkshake seems to bring all the boys to the yard, including Kane. And wait Effie does, while Kane piece up out of there. He kissed her on the forehead like she was his little cousin and shit. Like her mouth had a cold sore on it. And no lip, no tongue, none of that. None of the sensual Kane piece up out of there delivers the goods to Noma, trying to talk Effie up, you know. She like, oh, this is good. But, and I gotta say but, who put me on the Carter's radar though? That's the question. He like, I'll find out. Noma like, damn right. While Effie continues working on that Russian connect. She like, is that all? Talking to him like, you don't see I got one of my sukiyaki joints on tonight? And I'm headed for the scotch to fuck's up. She like, you sure that's all? Kane like, no. Out of nowhere, this cat talking about marry me. He like, marry me, boo. Kane trying to come up with solutions and you know, proposing marrying her in a way that works for her and him. She appears to be feeling what he putting down right now. These two playing mad games. Both okay with half in, half out. She like, okay, I hear all of that. But I repeat, is that all? Talking to him like, I said, you don't see I got one of my sukiyaki joints on tonight. It's all because of you, boo. Is that all you want? Kane like, well, that's up to you. Just don't call me the lotion boy no more. They get to carrying on. Meanwhile, Effie's starting to feel a little chilly by herself at the crib, you know. Hit Kane on the box. She like, how'd it go? You on the way? Oh, he was on the way, all right. Like Barry White, on his way to ecstasy. When you lay down next to me, ooh, it's ecstasy, yeah. When you lay down next to me, on the stairway to heaven and all of that. Noma took him by the hand, led him to the promised land. Now Effie, realizing his trifling ass had gotten caught up, pieced up out of there. One second, y'all. Need to take a quick re-up break / turn-up break. 1 second.
I'm trying to stop over. Yeah. What's up, October? I'm trying.
All right. Let's make a beeline to Kamal real quick, you know, because he laying on a slab right now. Yo, Kamal, aside from the obvious fact that he wasn't, looked like he was about to go out to the club and shit. Kamal was looking fresh to death. Not fresh to death. Kamal was looking fresh to death up in that piece. My man was lined up. His beard was edged the hell up, wasn't it? Kamal had the Sharpie touch up, moisturized as a mofo. But his neck was ashy. Kamal's neck was ashy. Mortician was like, don't worry about all of that. Got word from the funeral home, they gonna throw a turtleneck on player, you know. With a little blazer. Why they do Kamal like that? Rashad up in there feeling the pain, while sneaky, snaky Carter looking in from the rear. He that type of guy. Comes in the room where Carter at. Tate, that is, Rashad. After he says a few loving words to his brother, tells Carter he gonna need the killer to pay. You know, he like, who was it? Carter start mumbling. Ain't trying to talk about all of that at the moment. Get on his humming. Goddamn O-Dog came out of nowhere. Like Carter offered to top him off and shit. Rashad raised up on him a little, you know. Hit Carter with that MC Shan. Told him to kill that noise. All the bass Rashad could muster came out his vocals.
Fuck all that noise.
Carter then tells him it looks like the Russians, you know. On the raid they recently did. Rashad like, when you know who it is, officially, let me know. And they peace up out of there. Carter go back to the precinct. Talks to his crew. They don't know what happened between Carter and Kamal. Felicia like, I don't know what happened to his ass, but good riddance. How ironic. They all agree they need to find the Russian that did it. Because if not, Rashad Tate blows his whole thing up in the press. And soon enough people will be crawling and sniffing up their asses. So they gotta put it on the Russians. Or one Russian, you know. Like Nas said, all it take is one mic. All it take is one Russian. And Carter gonna find him. Carter then goes to his office. And Nico follows. Tells him roaming up in the joint. About to sing like Sylvester up in that piece. You make me feel mighty real. I can do better than that. You make me feel mighty real. Make me feel mighty real. I feel mighty real. Don't act like y'all mamas wasn't playing that shit too. Nico tells Carter about Drew's offer. Next thing we see, Drew and Roman having a few words on the yard. A gang of cats around Drew Hill like flies on shit. They squaring up. Roman like, I'm about to give you some of this work. Cats look like they was about to stab Drew the up. Shanks was on crank up in that piece like Glocks on cock. Drew ass was saved by one of the officers, apparently on board with Drew's mission. Breaks the shit up, lets him know he good. hits him with the little head nod, Later Drew up in his cell, chilling, ain't much other shit to do. Same cop comes by, slips him a note with Roman's location, which cell he in, all of that. Shortly after, Drew's cell door slides open automatically. And Drew know what time it is, grabs his already homemade bedsheet strangle rope, heads out to find Roman, who at this time is up in his cell, sweating like a sinner in church, rubbing one out to a page out of Thick Tail magazine. He breathing and shit, gasping, sweating his ass off, trying to get his shit off. Drew snuck up on him, on a upstroke. Like, I don't know where this shit come from, y'all. It just come out. Get to strangling Roman. Roman struggling and shit. He damn sure did put that hand on Drew. He put the hand on Drew. Trying to stop the bum rush. Clutching at Drew's arms and shit for his life. But his palm was so greased up, he couldn't properly grab hold of Drew. His shit was slipping off Drew like a mofo. Drew was strangling his ass with the ease like it wasn't nothing. Drew finished the job. Then he propped Roman's ass up to hang from the belly button height high windowsill. Shit look whack. Like ain't nobody killing himself like that. But that's how he left him. Pieced up out of there. Now meanwhile, Carter on his cover-up game. He got Nico with him. Running up in a spot. Tells Nico his source. Tells him the Russian who shot Kamal is here tonight up in this joint they find themselves at. Now whether or not this cat was even there the day the raid happened is not the point. You know how Biggie said it. Somebody gots to die. And die somebody did. 'Cause they run up in this apartment joint, kicked in the door, waving the 4-4 and all of that. All you heard was Carter don't hit me no more. This chick up in there with the red panties on only. Looked like she was topping this cat off with her top off. Cat pulled his pants up, takes off in the melee. Carter pursues, finds the cat trying to escape out a window. Gives him a chance at last words, and he obliges Carter. He like, F you. Carter like, yup, as expected. Blah. See you at the crossroads. Puts a gun in his cold, lifeless hand. Sets him up like he took a shot at Carter. Just then Nico comes in like, you good? Carter like, yeah, we got him. He started asking Carter questions, making suggestions and trying to be helpful. Carter a little high strung. He like, f*** all that. We got the you heard? Young Carter, you heard? And Nico ain't no dummy. He hear how Carter sounding, and he don't want no trouble. He like, oh, I'm good with the you proposing. And they dip up out of there at some point. Winds up meeting Tate back at the morgue. lets him know this the cat that took his brother out as promised. Shit, he Mickey D'd Domino Pizza that ass. Hit tape with the 30-minute or less delivery. Oh, he served Rashad a mofo on a platter. Tate looked at him with the sly eye, gathered up some hawk spit, transferred it to the dead cat cheek. They piece up out of there. But not before he gets word that Roman's ass is handled. You know, and now they need to talk about Diana. Next thing we know, Drew getting up out the joints, put in that work, walks out and is met by Detective Carter. Drew pissed at his family still being messed with, you know, because Drew done heard about Diana's miscarriage at the hands of Felicia. Drew like, we had a deal. Carter like, the f*** I look like up and through this piece. Howie Mandel or some you think this is? This ain't deal or no deal. Tells Drew f*** around and find out. Find himself, Monet and Diana all up in that joint, in the same cell, on that friends and family cell plan. Tells Drew he's sorry about Di, but that wasn't his call. He just need to know that he ain't gonna retaliate. You know, just gonna chill and accept what's given to him. You did say you wanted to be a capo, right? Done. Just then Drew get a hit on the box from Monet that Diana about to go handle her BI. But let's go back a sec. Let's go way back to Tariq, okay? So he heads back to his crib after leaving Di at the hospital, after hitting Davis on the box saying he need an address, heads back to his crib, tells Brayden he about to handle that business, pulls the gat out, packs it up. Brayden like, all right, give me a minute. You know, I'll roll with you. Whatever's clever, I'm down. Just then they get a knock on the door. It's this cat Stokely. He come in, tell them they both fired, that their services are no longer needed. After Flavor Flav over here pulled his little stunt the other night. He like, collectively, we decided y'all mofos is fired. Tells them they know they using them to sell drugs. Using their fame as a DJ to sell drugs. Terminator. Y'all don't know what the f*** I'm talking about. Tariq like, we ain't going nowhere. Comes at Stokely's ass. They get him the f*** up out of there. Tariq like, see what that coke do? Tells Brayden it's all his fault. And they go back and forth a little, you know, on what the next move should and shouldn't be at this point. Tariq piece up out of there, goes to see his mom at her hideout. Tells her she was almost a grandma, and they have a little moment. Gets a little time in with his sister, you know, because Tariq might be on the run soon. You know, if he gets to go through with his plan to whack Felicia. So he goes to visit his mama like any good dude would do. Tasha gives him some good input. He ain't trying to hear nothing she really talking about, you know, but he heard it. At some point he pieces up out of there. And while driving, gets the word from Davis he was waiting on. Now, meanwhile, Diana back in Monet crib, talking to Monet. Diana brewing like a pot of Cafe Bustelo. She like, I'm gonna get that. I'm about to roast Felicia chestnuts. She like, I don't give a damn what nobody say. and ain't gonna be nobody else to do it but me. Now, realizing Diana's serious, Monet calls for a meeting with Carter. Tells him some news he didn't know about Felicia and her manhandling of Di's ass. Now, while he tells her he didn't know what Felicia did and that Di was pregnant, he also lets her know that he ain't gonna do shit about it either. At least, not in a way that Monet would be good with. Tells Monet to f*** off. They piece up out of there. Monet hits Di. Tells her Carter ain't gonna do shit. Di like, okay. Alright. Puts her plan in motion. Runs up in Monet's safe, grabs the gat, heads out. Now while Di get on her shit, Carter gets on his. Catches up with Felicia outside the station. Gets on her about why she beat Di's ass like that. In which she tells him how Tariq taking Zion out was on Di. And she got what she deserved. Because she told Di to do it, not Tariq. He like, motherfucker, I told you to do it. He like, you know you done f***ed up, right? You know you done f***ed up. Now he concerned about whether Tariq knows about they whole little crooked ass task force. They don't know. But now Tariq is potentially a liability. So they gotta put him in check now. He tells her to go home, not tell anyone, just stay the f*** home. You know what happened. Last time he told the mofo to go hide out somewhere and keep their mouth shut. Boom, 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 boom. See you at the crossroads. He gets up out the car, pieces up out of there. And soon after, Felicia pieces up out of there, you know. But under the watchful eye of Dirty Di, who follows that ass home. And you know what comes next. You know what comes next. Diana pulls up in the cut outside Felicia's spot. Felicia taking out the trash, see? You know, it was trash night. Goes out, leaves the door open for a brief moment. Comes back in the house, but something don't feel right. Looked over to the left like Tweet. I looked over to the left. Saw Dirty Di. Saw Dirty Di like an unwanted bug you just happened to come across in your crib. What happens next is what always happens in these movies. Person X schemes revenge, plans a hit on person Y. Person X finds person Y, gets the drop on person Y. What does person X do? Talk. Run they ever-loving mouth until person Y manipulates the situation and the weapon out the hand of person X. It always happens. It never fails. Person Y always be moving too, don't they? Slightly closer to person X. They be like, okay, calm down. Calm down. And person X be letting them. Felicia like, okay, let's be calm. And Diana's so lonely, she spent 5 minutes talking to this chick who just stomped her baby out. Physically. Like, what is there to say? Even after Felicia told her it was just business, nothing personal, little boo-boo. Of course, Felicia trained in the art of small talk and ass whipping. Finagles the gun out of Diana's hands, slaps her up again real quick. Diana can't get enough of that slap ass, whoop ass that Felicia be putting down. She can't get enough. Felicia fuck around and put a ShopRite bag over Di's head. She put a Dollar Tree bag over Di's head. Like Di game was trash. You know how the fans do at the football games when a team is trash. Yo, she bagged Di groceries. Understood her to mean plastic over paper. And somehow Di gets back in the game. Kicks Felicia down. Stomped her out a little. She looked over to the left. Finds a big ass Teflon cast iron frying pan. You know, the kind that your grandma cooked eggs in. Then cooked breakfast meat in. No clean. The kind that might have produced a little black sediment up in your meal. Like your eggs was a little crunchy when it was all said and done. Had some black crunchy shit all up in your eggs. I'm saying dirty Di picked up that big ass Tefal pan. Tefal. Hopped on Pop like Dr. Seuss. Got on top of Felicia. Smashed her pumpkin. Rocked her snot box. Tightened up her grill. Heavy. Showed her what it looked like when her brain was on drugs and all of that. Cracked her cranium open. You know the scene. Lit her ass up like a damn Charlie Brown Christmas tree up in that bitch. Bye, Felicia. Gets up, looks around, sees Tonka trucks up in that piece on the floor. Freaks out. Summons Tariq's ass to her side. Hit him on the box. Tells him she need him there ASAP. Now he was about to call it a night, you know. But now that Di needs him, heads over to Felicia's crib, where she shows him upstairs to a sleepy little fella. All that goddamn bedlam downstairs, that goddamn pandemonium. And he was still sleeping. They leave him be. Go back downstairs. She like, what the f*** am I supposed to do? Mofo, what? You up in here offing police officers. You supposed to have that shit figured out. Your plan B, your plan C, all of that. F she doing? Now Tariq engaged her. Gave her a solution to clean it up and all of that. She like, okay, and then what? Like, mofo, you tell me, this yo shit. They going back and forth. All of a sudden, little fella wakes up. And he looking for he mama. Di told him she and Tariq, well, we're mommy's friends. Then she Cindy Lou Hoo'd his ass. Little cat name was Henry. She Henry Lou Hoo'd his ass. Like she was the wench who stole Christmas. Down at Felicia Louville. Fahu foray, fahu foray. Welcome Christmas, Christmas time. Yo, she grinched his ass. Went up, read him a bedtime story, tucked his ass in, patted him on the forehead and all of that. Only thing she ain't do was get his ass a glass of water. She wrap up Grinch duties. Ain't feeling herself at all right now. She like, this revenge thing ain't all it's cracked up to be. You know, Tariq consoles her. And they go downstairs. He shares some personal history with her about how he was in a similar situation some time ago. Tells her he can't fix her little situation. Tells her when she goes on this revenge path, he like, you gotta think this thing through, little boo. She like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't need a lecture, professor. The hell you don't. She ain't feeling Tariq at all. Although the only reason he's here is because she called his ass. And now he's an accessory to the goddamn crime. Just then Monet creeps in. Sees Felicia's big ass bobblehead on the floor. Tells them to dip out. That she will clean up the mess. Just then Drew Hill comes in with Carter in tow. He peeping the scene. Ain't feeling it at all. Tells them they get to live today. Cause Drew here made the sacrifice. Now it's hard to tell whether Drew playing the role. You know. But for now it looked like Drew on Carter's team. Carter asked Monet why they told them they stole from the Russians when they didn't. Turns out Drew told Carter everything, trying to protect his family from Carter's eventual wrath. Tells them they need to get leverage on Noma for him. And maybe this whole thing with Felicia is made to look like an accident. Carter welcomes Tariq to the team. Now he got Tariq in check. Now this little thing they thought Tariq might have over them with the killing of Zion, well, they got him now. Monet dying Tariq piece up out of there. And Carter and Drew get to cleaning up Felicia's stir-fried scrapple up off the floor.